Hi, and welcome back to Cooking with Katie. I'm a registered dietitian with White Earth Public Health, and we're back cooking with Heather today.
Hi, I'm Heather, registered nurse with White Earth Public Health. We are back to holiday dishes, and we'll be featuring a breakfast dish today.
We are going to be making a wild rice breakfast casserole. What I really love about breakfast casseroles is that it can be made ahead and that they're very versatile. You can take any recipe for guidance and add what you'd like for meat, veggies, and cheese.
Let's get started on our breakfast.
All right, so to start our egg bake today, we have a dozen eggs in our bowl, and Heather's gonna go ahead and start whisking them until they're scrambled. We are making a double batch today, so that's why we're doing the dozen eggs. So the recipe does just call for 6. So just go ahead and make the size that you need. So Heather's gonna keep whisking until they're ready, and then we'll carry on.
Till I get my muscles. Now, to our eggs, we will add our cheese. We're gonna use 2 cups. Even though the recipe calls for 3, we can always sprinkle on as we go too if we feel like we need more cheese. And then depending on your salt intake or how salty you want, we did not do the whole 2 cups of bacon bits. We're doing 1. And then Katie's going to put in 2 tablespoons of dried minced onions. You could use real onions too if you want, but this is way easier. I don't like chopping up onions.
Right, there you go. Well, and the other thing to think about, you could definitely use any kind of cheese, like pepper jack would add some spice. Also, whatever kind of breakfast sausage would work too. You could do like a turkey sausage to lower the sodium, things like that. So think about those things when you're doing it.
All right.
So now we are gonna add 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup. We already dumped one in, so now we're adding our second one. So another way to lower the sodium too in this dish is to use the low sodium cream soup, and you could use any cream soup of your choice with this dish. So once Heather gets that other can in, she's gonna go ahead and just kind of stir it together a little bit, and then as she's whisking, then we're gonna add our last ingredient, which is 2 cups of cooked wild rice. So that was 1. Or eyeball that. And then we obviously did go ahead, this is cooked wild rice, so we went ahead and cooked it off beforehand. And remember, when you're cooking, you're like 1 cup of uncooked wild rice gets like 3 to 4 cups. So we only have about 3/4 cup of cooked or uncooked wild rice in there. So a little bit goes a long way. So Heather's gonna stir this together, and then we are gonna get ready to start panning up our breakfast.
Okay, so we're gonna go make 2 separate pans since we doubled our recipe today. So we went ahead and sprayed 2 9x9 pans with non-stick cooking spray. And I'm gonna put a little bit of the base down before we add in our veggies. And then we'll top it off with the rest.
So our other pan that Heather already panned it up, we're just gonna leave that kind of more plain as it is. It still has, some veggies in there and stuff, but in this one, we're gonna put a little bit of spinach. You can go ahead and have the spinach, and then some bell peppers. And we're just gonna kind of throw that around. And this is just our choice of veggies, but any vegetable works. Tomatoes, avocados.
Oh, that looks very pretty.
Yes, and then we're gonna toss a little bit more, finish it with the egg bake on top. Tomatoes would be great in here. Avocados would be awesome. So just make it your own dish, and however you would like it. So we have our pans all set here, and they're ready for the oven. They're gonna go in a 375-degree oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. And then we'll just toothpick test them and make sure it comes out clean. So we'll go from there.
Okay, our breakfast casserole is done, and it looks great. It's set up really nicely.
And our egg bake with the vegetables did take a little bit longer to cook, so just think about that. The cooking time might change also with your oven that you have, so it's just a guidance. But yeah, it looks beautiful and it smells great. So just remember, like we talked about in the beginning, the possibilities with our egg bakes are amazing. They're endless. Even like we did today, we went with the 2 separate ones, a little bit more plain and a little bit more veggies.
But for the picky eaters.
Right, but if you have a pickier crowd, or maybe to make it more fun, you could also take this to the egg cup step, and have your stations of your vegetables, your meats, and your cheese, and then let everyone fill their cups and then pour your eggs right on top.
That's a great idea.
Another way to make things kind of fun. Yeah, so.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed our breakfast recipe.
Yeah, and remember to check out whiteearth.com for today's recipes along with more holiday recipe ideas.
See you next week.
See you next week, guys.